The Robert E. Lee Red Raiders are back out on the road this week. They play a Thursday night game, and again, that's important, and we'll talk more about that as we continue on Coach's Corner today. But because the Red Raiders are in a new district, a Garland district that has 7 high schools and 2 stadiums, there are Thursday and Saturday games. This year we didn't have any Saturday games, but there are 2 Thursday games, and this is one of them. The Red Raiders will play North Garland at Williams Stadium, a new stadium, this Thursday night, and the kickoff time is different. It's not 7:30 like Friday night. It's a 7 o'clock kickoff because it is a weeknight. Coach Darrell Piske is with us after a very difficult loss to North Garland, or to Garland High School this past week. We'll get to the game this week, but boy, what an exciting, frustrating, I don't know, all those adjectives, all the above. What do you think?
Yeah, you know, it's like that when you lose one like that, is you see all the coulda, wouldas, and you know, just didn't get it done in the end.
62-54 was the final score in that game. I mean, give me enough, before we look at the video, just what happened?
Well, they did a good job offensively. Their line was huge up front, and you know, they did a good job. Their running backs were very good. They ran physical, they ran hard. You know, we didn't do a good job ourselves of when we clog up the middle, somebody's supposed to be setting off the edge, but instead of taking care of my responsibility, they'd jump inside and try to help on the tackle, and then the back would be patient, bounce it outside, you know, and that's where we got to get the guys to where no matter what the situation, the pressure they're under, whatever, I just got to do my own individual job and trust my teammate's going to take care of his job.
That even happened on the onside kick at the end of the game.
Yeah, it did. We've got, you know, a guy on the onside kick team. We talked about it this weekend and again this morning that, you know, your only job in life, and you ask them, what's your only job on the onside?
Because you put a hands group out there
That's
to
right.
kicking the ball off. At the end of the game, you're down 8.
Yep.
And you score and get 2, and this game is tied, so your big guys are all out there. It's all guys that handle the ball, right?
It's not your normal surprise
Right.
onside. This is the true hands team onside kick. And, you know, I even asked the guy again this morning, I go, now what's your only job in life on the onside kick?
An outside guy, right?
That's right, the end guy, and he said keep the ball in bounds. And what he did, though, is he saw the guy that was going to try to catch it, and somebody else is assigned to blow him up, and he didn't see him blowing him up, so he went inside to blow him up, and then, of course, the ball lands 1 yard. Hawk did a great job on the kick. Ball lands 1 yard in bounds, where if that kid just stays patient and does his job, you know, it lands right in his arms, and, you know, we got a chance to tie the game.
Yeah, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah.
And they're able to run the clock out.
Yep, did it twice.
Good news is, you know, there's no quitting your guys. I mean, they did that. They fell behind against John Tyler, came back and won. Fell behind against Saxon, came back and won. Fell behind against Rowlett, almost won. Fell behind this week by 3 touchdowns, and darn near almost won the football game.
Yeah, they're not, you know, that's one thing you can, you know, pat them on the back for. They're not going to quit. They're going to battle to the end, and that's good because, you know, you never know. Like I say, we get that onside kick, or a little bit earlier when the momentum was all our way and we recover a surprise onside kick. If we complete that screen pass, he might have scored on the play looking at the video, but you know, if he doesn't, he gets a good first down, then we go down and score. Now it's a 3-point game. We got all the momentum. So, you know, 1 or 2 plays in the game changes the whole outcome.
Is it too simple to say that your guys just didn't tackle Friday night? Is that too simplified?
No, and there's some cases we just didn't tackle. We didn't wrap up, didn't bring our feet. Of course, you got to credit their backs for running hard and being good, strong kids. You know, but the other thing is just taking care of my responsibility, playing the bounce. You know, a guy making a wrong read or taking a wrong angle from a linebacker standpoint, little things like that is just kind of an overall, really just several reasons.
Now you talk about the bounce. The guy inside, middle's clogged up, he bounces it outside, and there's nobody there between him and the goal line, right?
You know, it's different people depending on what we're doing up front, what we're doing in the secondary, but someone's always assigned to play the bounce. Knowing that you know, hopefully, knowing that you're going to clog the middle, they're going to have to bounce the football, and so you always have somebody assigned to set the edge and play the bounce. And, you know, a lot of times they bounced and we weren't there.
Yeah. Who played well? What'd you like about the game?
Well, I thought offensively, except for a couple of series, we played pretty well offensively. You know, the O-line eventually got it going and coming around. I thought, you know, Mason Parker had a good game offensively. You know, Zach did a pretty good job. I can't think of too many. He made a couple of throws, you know, where he missed guys, but you know, overall, I think offensively, overall played pretty good. I mean, scored 54 points, you know, which is a pretty decent night.
Supposed to win that game, aren't
Well,
you?
yeah, in the old days you would. In this new day, you know, it's still up in the air until you score 100, I guess.
Yeah, I was talking to Rickland Holmes, John Tyler, and they lost 30-27. He said, you know what? At least that was a football game.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, really, I mean,
55,
yeah.
65 kind of game. That's right.
I mean, you love to win those kind of games, but would you rather it be a little bit more like it used to be?
Well, if you win them, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, you know, the OR, but you know, that's what the offenses are today. You know, they go fast and get you on your heels and just keep coming at you, and so you're going to score more points.
Let's roll the tape. Again, it was a wild game on Friday night. Again, Garland, pretty good football team, probably a playoff-bound football team. They win 62-54. A lot of big plays on both sides of the ball. You start off here on offense.
This
Coach.
offense, Zach makes a quick little throw out here to Parker, and you know, Parker does a good job. That was a key third down right there that he was able to pick up.
Again, Mason has had a couple of good games back-to-back too, hasn't he?
Yeah, he does a good job. Him and Tyreek in that little slot. You know, two different guys. Parker's just elusive, and Tyreek's just quicker than a cat.
Both juniors too. That's good.
Yeah, that's a good sign. You know, here, this is a big third down play. Darman blitzes through and doesn't give them much time. I think they're going to run a little sprint draw right there, and he kind of beats them to the punch and makes a play. And
he tackled two guys.
That's good. One of them had the ball.
One of them had the ball. Just cull them out until you find the guy's got the ball.
Right.
Good play. Brandon Derman, the senior linebacker. All right.
Back on offense here. This is Banks off the edge. You know, Tavon always does a good job blocking. There's little guys, Parker blocking downfield.
Juwan Banks, the senior, he's played, we've talked about this before, he's played linebacker, running back.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Had a good kickoff return the other
year.
night, ran it down to 6, had a chance to run it all the way back. Back on offense, not letting the defense. This Devontae right up the pipe, but the O-line did a good job of getting set and getting the play off. You know, going fast, you can catch them. Sometimes they're not lined up and get you a crease.
And he's quick.
He hits it downhill, hits it fast. But you got to know the O-line had a body on a body. They were doing all the walking around stuff up front, trying to confuse them, and they took their own steps and trusted them.
So that puts you up. So you drew first blood in this wild game, 7-0.
Yeah. And had a chance, you know, to go up 2 scores there, and we overthrew that post route. This is another defensive highlight. Pressure on the quarterback. It's a good job of the defensive end. I believe that was Ross. Joshua chasing him down once he cleared. Wide angle, same view. Same play, you see Ross get upfield. Now he dips inside, which allows the quarterback to get around the edge, and Calhoun did a good job of recovering, coming to balance, and then Ross retracted his steps and made the play.
Defensively, run blitz coming here.
I know that was Samples and somebody, that might have been Teddy off the edge. Falling back inside.
Young man that was their top gun Friday night, Markeith Miller is his name. Pretty good football player.
Yeah,
Pretty
he
good
was.
player.
He was good, explosive when he had to be, and patient when he needed to be. That's a host of them there. Linebacker fields in, holds the edge, nose closes inside out.
And that's the stuff the public doesn't see. When you talk about guys doing their jobs, every play is not designed for everybody to just run to the football.
No, that's right. Everybody's got a responsibility in, you know, maintaining that edge there. I think that was Bradley, maybe.
Jeff Bradley, a senior who's made some good plays for you this year. Not a starter per se, but plays pretty well.
Yeah, those guys that roll in, you know, undersized to be a DN, but he just, you know, makes up for it with heart and hustle. So
they go on to score, and it's a 7-7 ball game. as you get the ball back here offensively.
Just look Tyreek on jet sweep, using his speed. You look downfield there, and there's Carr blocking, and the back cutting off the edge allows that to be a big play.
17-yard gain. Nice way to start a drive. Tyreek, again, a junior. One of the fastest kids. Is he the fastest kid on the team? If he's not, he's close.
Yeah, right? He's got to be up there pretty close. I know he's quicker than the cat, but top end speed, he's probably, if he's not the fastest, he's in the top 2.
And you're an old track guy, so you appreciate that, don't you?
I like them fast guys. Yeah.
Are you going to have a lot of, here's a good defensive player, you're going to have a lot of your guys run track this offseason? Now, you're a big believer in it too, aren't you?
Yeah, and I think they finally realize they need to, you know, for their top end speed and just the mental toughness that comes with it. I know typically you can look at a mile relay at the state track meet, and they had a pretty good football season in the fall.
Yeah.
And through the history, it stood up and over time. Good defense play there, Campbell. Defense front making their guys occupy them, freeing the linebacker up to make a play. Wide angle, same play.
Campbell Miller's a sophomore. He's going to be, he's already good. He's going to be really good.
Yeah, he'll have a good offseason, improve his agility and quickness. He'll just get better and better. He's already a tough-nosed kid. He'll come downhill in a hurry.
Yes, he will. All right, they're back on offense.
This is out there in space. That's Tatum and Wheeler do a good job out there in space. Tatum avoiding the block.
Jonathan Wheeler's done a nice job. Is he? Jonathan's a senior.
He's a senior, yeah. Yeah, he's done a good job moving over the defensive side. You know, we got a couple of safeties hurt, and you know, he's played pretty well. Another offense. Zach gets a crease on the speed option, and
yeah, both teams were moving the ball on Friday night. This was
it was a track meet.
Kind of a shootout, wasn't it? And the track meets are great when it's appropriate,
right? It's
right?
not that good on Friday night. They're pretty good on Saturdays.
It's okay if you're the one doing the running, right? Here's that's a big hole. Has your O-line, once you got this group together that you have now, they've been pretty consistent.
Been pretty solid, because you know what Garland does, they were going to get us some. That's just Zach making something happen there on his own.
Was that a busted play?
No, but we didn't read it right from the beginning. They got 2 off the edge. He had his end crashed, and they looped the backer outside, and then the safety rolled down. So he made the right read. If he was reading the end, sometimes he reads the linebacker.
Well, sometimes despite the coach jargon, the kid just makes a play anyway, right?
Yeah, that's always good to have one of those that can screw up
and still make a great play.
Have the coaches screw up and still make a play. It's good, good gang tackling there.
And as the game wore on, there were fewer missed tackles. A lot of that happened in the first half, wasn't it?
And Coach Kerbo and those guys did a good job making some adjustments there at halftime to give us a chance to slow them down. Taking the safety out and put an extra linebacker in. And you got to do all that without looking at film to really know what's going on. Then you watch film and you figure out that a lot of it was guys not, doing their job, playing the bounce and tackling and doing things like that. But, in the second half, they were able to slow them down a little bit.
Well, it's a tough game and played by tough guys, and not every play is going to go your way,
no, that's
even
right.
No matter how good you are, right?
Just got to keep battling to the end. And
here's a Hawk field goal. This young man's done a good job for you.
Really has. He did a good job. He was MVP of the special teams this week. And the protection's gotten better. If they get it off the edge there, then.
Another kid, Chris Bloss, was the kicker at the beginning of the year, got hurt.
Yeah, he.
Will he be back for the playoffs?
Yeah, he's started his rehab. He's been running and be starting to kick pretty soon. So, you know, that'd be good. We'll have a lot of competition battling, you know, with 2 kickers. Of course, Chris is a junior this year, so he'll be back next year also.
And here's a good play on the edge.
You know, it was a good play there. I think that was Samples, but, you know, he let him escape for another 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, and that was kind of the theme of the night, too.
Yeah.
They didn't break them for touchdowns, but they'd get 2 or 3 extra yards after contact.
After contact. We got to do a better job of bringing our feet and making that pile go backwards. If you saw Calhoun there, he's setting off the edge that time, so, you know, at least we had somebody in position to play the bounce if they bounced it. You know, you get caught up in just trying to make plays instead of just staying disciplined and doing what I'm supposed to do. And
I'm just wondering here, this
this is his pooch kick. He did a real good job of getting that thing just deep enough. That one was a little deep, but Bice did a good job, and they did a good job covering and kept them inside the 30.
Josh Bice. Good job by Josh Bice.
Really, these guys down here, Snow, and those guys are just hauling butt to the football. DeHaven, McFarland, those guys down here on the left edge. That's what makes the pooch kick effective. But then Bice stayed disciplined, see how he kept his shoulder square and didn't let the guy reverse field. Good job there of holding the edge, and then the backer, you know, backer didn't run outside. He stayed in his lane, filled the gap he's supposed to fill.
A few more red jerseys to get him if he cuts it inside,
yeah,
right?
that's right. Something other than air.
Air is bad, right?
That's right. When air is the only one left to get him, we're in trouble.
You've had some plays this year where your guys were running against air,
Yeah,
though, right?
yeah.
That's good, right?
Now this is good here by Tavon just breaking that tackle, because really we should have pulled that football, but he gave it and Tavon made him miss right here. Smiley's getting better and better every week. Look for big things here in the next 3 weeks from him.
Yeah, I think he's special, and his blocking ability is.
Yeah, he does it all.
Here's a nice slant.
Good job there on the Carr seeing the window and Zach throwing it to him in it. They're starting to pick up, you know, looking for the windows and understanding where to get open, how to get open. I mean, defense did a good job there. You look, he was doing the same thing the back was, trying to be patient, wait for a crease, but a crease never developed because everybody's where they're supposed to be.
You got to give him credit, though. I was watching him there. He's pretty, you know.
They were very patient. He did a really good job, and that's what the zone's all about. You got to be patient. And then when there was a crease from the get-go, he wasn't patient. He hit it 100 miles an hour and ran hard.
But your defense and these showing some of their stuff here, because they kept pounding away.
Yeah, I would too. After the first half, they had. I mean, they rushed for 200-something yards in the first half.
Kid had a heck of a first half, didn't he? 260-something yards in the first half. But much better in the second.
Yeah.
He got a little extra yards there, a couple extra yards after initial contact, but guys trying to play physical.
I think this is the same play here, wide angle. Pretty quick here. I think Tatum makes a good play on the outside on the fade route. You know, we're down 25 right here in the third quarter, so, you know, kids showed a lot of fight by keep going.
Yeah, that was a perfect read there, wasn't it?
Yeah, he did a good job.
Almost scored on this play. Just ran out of room.
Yeah.
Or he would have scored. But, I mean, he did his job almost. That's exactly what you wanted to do, right?
Yeah, if it's clear, sometimes it's a clear-cut read. Sometimes they're trying to play him in no man's land out there, and you know, the offensive guys did a good job of making a little adjustment with some blocking up front that made that a really big play. Carr did a good job at coming over and sealing that guy, and of course that freed it up for the running back too. That's Devontae. Trevor was the offensive MVP this week. Not just because of his catches. He made some key third down catches, but you know, really his blocking was pretty solid.
Really? Okay. Zach throwing on the run. Nice
Trevor
play.
making a
And
great
that's Trevor
catch.
right there, right?
Third down.
Was that a third or a fourth down play?
I think it was third. Might have been fourth.
I think that was a fourth down
Might have
play.
been fourth
wasn't it?
down, ran across for that.
I remember that play. I'd forgotten it, and I just, yeah.
That might have been a fourth down. Then the other one going the other direction was big third down when he caught the ball over on the sidelines.
It's hard to play catch up, though, isn't it?
It is, because you can't make any mistakes offensively. You got to score every time you get it.
And again, they're a little bit of a throwback too. They're not running the traditional. They're not running the spread. They're kind
they
of
just hurry up, line up, and run over you.
banging away.
O-line's got really good size, and you know they do a good job.
Miller, by the way, thankfully is a senior. You won't have to deal with him next year. Right?
Yeah, that's right. So is Luther, the quarterback, and the receiver.
Roll out play, little pass rush coming,
Yeah,
put some
got a
pressure
little
on
pressure on him, made him throw it early. But his linebacker on sprint out, I'm second contained, so there goes Derman shooting through. I think that's Coach. That's Derman.
Derman had, I think I saw on the stat sheet, like 16 tackles.
Yeah, he was in on a lot of plays.
There's Cameron Price.
Yeah, you know, when he intercepted it, we was kind of complaining that he intercepted it because it was fourth down, but then we thought, well, he knew he better have a big return. And he did a good job, guys getting downfield trying to block for him.
Now, they didn't throw a penalty on you here, did they?
No.
Here's the play again. Good, great coverage.
Yeah.
Senior Cameron Price. And then the coming back the other way. Blocking's good. Everybody's working at it.
Yeah. He also blocked the extra point later in the game. Does a good job coming off the edge and selling out. He was close all night and finally got one. Zach to Ajuan.
And he'll score.
Yep, showed pretty good speed there.
Now, this is your two-point conversion here.
Yeah.
And that's Banks.
Yep, Juwan Banks. Got multiple options Zach does on that, including running it.
Yeah, Juwan Banks. Good for him. Again, you're playing catch-up. You're cutting into their lead. Stadium's fired up at this point, right?
Yeah.
People are excited.
Well, the ones that stay till the end always get a little entertainment there at the end. Defense does a good job there. Looked like it's going to be something big. I think they gained a yard on it.
Almost an interception there.
Yeah, I think that's Tatum over there making that play. Might have been Price. Yeah, they hit us with that out a few times early, so they did a good job adjusting to it.
Back on offense.
Good job, Tyreek and Zach, keeping it alive.
While we're watching some of this, let's talk a little bit about North Garland. They haven't won a game this year. What are they doing right now?
Well, like I say, they got a pretty good O-line. You know, they're not quite as big overall as Garland, but they're decent size O-line, do a pretty good job. Their defense got some athletes. They got a couple of 275-pound guys up front, and then a smaller guy about 220. But they do a good job. They run a 3-3 stack. Which means they're going to be able to blitz people from everywhere out of that. So our O-line, again, they have to be heads up and trust their steps. Now, offensively, they try to be balanced, but they're, more of a running team in our opinion. They may throw for 7,000 yards Thursday night, but, we got to stop their running games, the number one thing.
Stats say they're pretty good defensively, though.
Yeah, they are. Like I say, they got a couple of decent-sized guys up front, one smaller guy, but out of that 3-3 stack, that's Tatum. No, that's Devers.
That's a heck of a play
there
by Jordan Devers.
Yeah.
Touchdown catch.
So we'll have to, be patient offensively and make sure we trust our reads and our steps because of what they do out of that 3-3 stack.
Now watch what happens here. I mean, he just puts perfect air under it, and Devers makes a really good catch because the coverage is good on this play.
Yeah, it's good, and that's where you want them on the fade route. Devers does a good job. If you notice, he stays on the bottom of those numbers till the ball's in the air. A lot of those receivers on that fade route there's our herd kick. Hawk kicked it exactly 10 yards.
How does it work out? That looked like a butt in a baseball game.
Well, he typically it's supposed to go just a hair faster than that, but even their guys didn't think
their guys were looking at it.
Yeah, they didn't think it was going to go 10, and they were hollering, "Don't touch it! Don't touch it! It's not going to go 10." And luckily, there's just enough roll to get it 10 yards, and Hawk, did a good job recovering it.
That was excellent. All right, as we wind it down here, I think we might have time, maybe, to see the last touchdown
there on
here.
third down again.
We may run out of time. There was a touchdown pass to Ajuan Barker with a minute left, and you tried the onside kick and didn't get it to fall. Went 62-54 was the final score. You're expected to win this game Thursday night. So how do you approach it?
I think Baylor was expected to beat West Virginia too.
Okay.
So really you got to kind of show up and play.
You got to do your job.
I mean, everybody's got some athletes, just like North Garland has some athletes. You got to show up and take care of business, do your responsibility, and make sure you're the better team when the game's over.
It would help to win these last three games. That'd take care of everything, right?
That controls our own destiny if we do that, and that's what we want to do and our goal to do. It's an uphill battle, but our kids can do it. We know they can do it. They know they can do it. We just got to get it done.
It's a shorter week, so got to do quick, right?
Yeah, it's a quick turnaround, with Thursday night game. But that's, that's good. I mean, after a loss like that the other night, you can't wait to get back on the field and try to win a football game and get that one out of your mind.
Now again, Thursday night, not Friday, Thursday night, not 7:30, but 7 Thursday night, because it's a weeknight game at Williams Stadium in Garland. Thursday night against North Garland at Williams Stadium. Again, the Red Raiders need and deserve your support, so we'll look to see you at the stadium on Thursday night. For Coach Piske and the Red Raiders, thanks for joining us.